Hello, welcome to HBI 2026. I'm Rakshitha. I'm a journalist with Healthcare Business International. We have with us today Amit Karna, who is a partner at Keensight Capital. Welcome, Amit.
Thanks, Rakshitha. Nice to be here.
Amit, how is 2026 shaping in terms of healthcare investments? Are there any specific areas that you're interested in?
Well, every year is a new year with lots of interesting opportunities. First, I just want to say congrats for a great conference. A lot of attendance here, very impressive. Thank you for inviting Keensight. Just to answer the question properly, maybe for your audience, I can just mention what our strategy is. So first of all, we're a European private equity firm. We invest in both healthcare and technology. And we have a strategy which we call growth buyout. So what we do is we buy companies that are growing very nicely. So think of 20% per year revenue growth, but they're all profitable, EBITDA positive businesses. So when we apply that strategy to the opportunities that we're sourcing in Europe, which tend to be family-owned or founder-led businesses, there are a number of very exciting areas. If I pick one that I'm personally very excited about, it would be interventional neuroradiology. So it's a space that is adjacent to a space that we've already invested in, but it's a new therapeutic setting. We've done interventional cardiology before, which are covered stents to treat things like aortic aneurysms or peripheral arterial disease. I can explain that.
Yeah.
But what we're looking at now is similar devices for the brain to treat things like brain aneurysms. And there are a number of really world-leading companies headquartered here in Europe. And we're in discussions with several of them thanks to our investment experience. And I find that particularly interesting.
Okay. So you acquired Bedfont Scientific in late 2025. We spoke about that.
Yes.
So Bedfont is a non-invasive diagnostic device company. What drew to this non-invasive space? Do you expect it to grow in 2026?
We only invest in growing companies, so absolutely expect it to grow in 2026 and beyond. So what drew us to the company is that it's a very special diagnostics business that uses a specific biomarker, which is called FeNO. So it stands for fractional nitrogen oxide. And the FeNO test is actually going to tell you if you have inflammation in your lungs, which is a strong indicator that you have asthma. And it's better, in my opinion, and with many others who know more about the space than I do, real experts, that it's better for diagnosing asthma than more traditional tools, which are just measuring how much air you're exhaling. And so it can lower the false error rate and avoid giving medicine to patients who don't need it. And because it's performing very well in terms of its clinical diagnosis, the UK NICE now recommends it as a first-line diagnostic. And there are other countries that are also adopting that position. And so that's really driving adoption of this device and driving the growth of it. By the way, most of the business operates with this device and then consumable model. So it's not just selling the device, it's actually selling a consumable on top. And what we're doing with the business is enjoying the organic growth that comes with it, but then also helping to add value with our investment team. And also we have a specific performance team that's focused on investments. And our focus there is to really penetrate international markets, specifically the US. So we have some exciting things going on in the US. Still confidential, but we're feeling very optimistic that we can really help them in the US.
That's very interesting. So Keensight focuses on healthcare and tech sectors across Europe.
Sure.
How do you see the convergence between these two spaces, healthcare and tech? Do you think it'll take center stage in 2026?
Look, before I answer the question, I want to tell you that I didn't use AI to prepare for the question. So it's a genuine human brain, I think, view on it. So we love both healthcare and tech. So by definition, if something is in the middle, we love it. And we have invested in software for healthcare and markets. We own a company we're shareholders in a company called Essentry, which is headquartered here in France, that has software but for the diagnostics industry. And we continue to see a lot of opportunity for healthcare and tech hybrids. What we're trying to do is to identify businesses that, like our portfolio companies, are deploying AI and agentic AI in a way that can help scale the company and drive even more growth. And we think in the healthcare space, there are a lot of native AI companies that have really developed nicely in the last 7 years and gotten to the point where they're meeting our size criteria. So they're generating close to 15 million euros of revenue. They're EBITDA positive, profitable, and we're in discussions with a number of them. So I do think that we'll be investing in some AI native companies in the future.
Many thanks for taking the time and being with us today. Thank you. Thank you.